Okay, so the math dealer here, and this is a video 2 of my geometry review. Look at me rhyming, so much fun. Okay, so check this out. This is using intercepts to actually find the equation, to find the graph of a line. So here we go, intercept. So you have to think to yourself, hey self, so I have to do some intercepts. Well, to find the y-intercept, we set the x equal to 0. To find the x-intercept, we set the y equal to 0. There's a reason behind that, by the way. So when I'm sitting here like this, I have 4x plus 3y equals negative 12. So if I'm looking for the y-intercept, I'm basically going to zero out my x. So 4 times 0, of course, is 0. So I'm left with 3y is equal to negative 12. So that makes y equal to negative 4. So I'm going to plot that point, 0, negative 4. So that's like down here because it's on the y-axis. Follow that, I hope. To find the x-intercept, well, that means I'm going to basically set the y equal to 0. So that's what you see here. So I have 4x plus 3y equals negative 12. And like I said, I'm going to set the y equal to 0. So 3 times 0, of course, is 0. You're left with 4x is equal to negative 12. So x is negative 3. So that means my x-intercept's over here at negative 3. And then, of course, I'm just going to connect these points. I kind of wish I had a ruler on this thing, but, that's not going to happen. Anyway, it's all good. So that is a line. Believe it or not, that is a line. I know it's a little crookedy, but it is a line. So just what I was saying earlier, there is a reason why this works, okay? Because if I'm trying to find the y-intercept, well, think about it. If I am on the y-axis, no matter where I am, all of these x's are 0. So if I want to know where I'm at on the y-axis, if I set x to 0, meaning put 0 right here, 4 times 0 plus 3y equals negative 12. Everybody knows what 4 times 0 is, it's 0. And so we go ahead and solve for the y-intercept. Same thing happens for the x-intercept, except that time I set the y equal to 0. Because on the x-axis, yep, you got it, the y is always 0. Okay, with that being said, let's slide over here. And then these problems dealt with slope. Just remember, slope is rise over run. You got to get out of your chair before you can run, right? Most of the time. So here we go. So we're going to go up 2 over 1. Let's check that out. Now look at this. I could even go down 2 and over 1, but that still has a slope of positive 2. So my slope in that case is 2 because it was up 2 over 1. This guy here, so I'm looking at this point, and I see that point is up here at 3. And this other point is way down here at negative 3. So you think to yourself, hey, self, how far down do I have to go over versus how far over? So going down, I'm dropping down 6. So that was down 6. But then I'm going to the right. Where was that? I went from negative 3 to 1. So right 4. So my slope is down 6 and over 4. Okay? Which gives me a negative 3/2. And that's how you find the slope. Remember, slopes of vertical lines are undefined. Slopes of horizontal lines are always 0. Okay. Define the slope, like if you're given 2 points, you could graph it. I'm not going to act like you can't. But then we also have this formula. The change in y's over the change in x's. Gotta love that. So then you just subtract the y's. Just remember, this is an ordered pair, x comma y. So I take my 10 minus my 5. And subtract, 10 minus 5, I subtract it, of course. And then I take that over 3 minus 2. Notice, you took the 10 in the numerator, you need to take the 3 in the denominator. Okay, just make a note of that. To find the slope of a line described by the equation, well, if you get in the form of y equals mx plus b, that's probably your easiest way to do it. So get the y by itself. Yep, I'm going to subtract the 5x, and I'm really hoping that these are... what am I trying to say? These are steps that you remember or you actually are remembering now from middle school math. So I'm dividing everything by 4 here. And lo and behold, I get that. This guy, the y is over here. So to basically divide everything by 2. And then you get the slope. The slope, remember, is the coefficient of the x. It's your m. This one is saying write the equation of a line described in slope-intercept form. Okay, now, slope-intercept form, that's y equals mx plus b. So that means I'm plugging in my m and I'm plugging in my b, and Merry Christmas. This guy here, I wasn't given the b, but I can use the point slope formula to get there. if that makes sense. I hope it does. Point slope formula is basically y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x 1. We live and breathe in this formula in the higher level math. So please, please, please make sure you take note of that equation. I have a whole bunch of videos on my YouTube channel that deals with some point slope formulas because it just makes sense. But basically, I'm going to do y minus y sub 1, so that was negative 1, equals my m, which is negative 1/2, x minus 8. And then, of course, I get y plus 1. Distributing, you've seen that before, negative 1/2 x plus 4. Subtract the 1, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And lo and behold, there's the equation. Alrighty. Okay, I think I have one more sheet. Oh, yes, I do. Look at me going right through all these great, fabulous math things, okay? So basically, I don't think I have to do too many of these. This says write the equation in slope-intercept form. So in this case, I would just be like, okay, well, y is equal to negative x plus 3. And then to graph that, remember, your slope is negative 1. Your y-intercept is 3. So I always tell my students, plot the y-intercept and then move your slope. You don't plot your slope. You move your slope. I hope that makes sense. So with that being said, I'm basically going to go, I don't know what that is. I'm going to go down 1 and over 1. Down 1 and over 1. I know this is so much fun. So then I'm going to connect these points. I hope that makes sense. And now this, of course, get y by itself, same idea. This part right here, it says use the point slope formula. That's what I just did earlier, so I don't need to do that one again. There's my point slope formula. Run it through. This one's interesting because it says graph the line that's already in the point slope form. So what you have to think to yourself is, okay, well, the slope in this case is 2/3. The point, now remember, the point, I have my x and I have my y. I literally have an x and I have a y. So the point in this case is negative 1 and positive 3. You might be asking yourself, well, wait a minute, Diehler, what's that about? That says x plus 1, but you wrote negative 1. And it's all because of this guy over here. It says x minus x sub 1. So x sub 1 is going to be the opposite of what you're looking at in there. So anyway, with that being said, plot your point, negative 1, positive 3. Sorry about that. And then move your slope. Your slope is going to go up 2 and then over 3. 1, 2, 3. I really hope I got that on the right point. And then I'm going to connect the dots. La, la, la. Right? Okay. So same idea here. Okay. So think to yourself, hey, self, the slope, that's an easy one, right? The slope is negative 3. But the point, remember, it's opposite and an opposite. So the opposite of what you're looking at, so it's a positive 4. And the opposite of what you're looking at here, which is negative 4. So plot that point and then move your slope. Notice I don't say graph your slope. It's move your slope. This one, you basically are going to graph the two lines and find out where they intersect, okay? There's lots of other ways to do that, like solving it. Not lots. I mean, there's substitution. There's also elimination. But they're asking you to graph it and then go ahead and find the point of intersection. So with that being said, yeah, this is good. So I'm going to graph this line. Well, to graph this line, my y-intercept is 3 and my slope was 2. So remember, I did that. Silly me. My y-intercept is 3 and my slope is 2. Oops, sorry about that. So anyway, so my y-intercept was 3. So I'm going to plot my 3. Then I'm going to move my slope. So I go up 2 and over 1. Up 2 and over 1. I know this is fun. You could even go down 2 and over 1. I know, super exciting. Oh, why isn't that working? So, and then graph it. Oh, trip. No, that's not going to work. Because now with this, you really do have to actually graph it. Use a straight edge because you really are looking for the point of intersection. Of course, I didn't use straight edge. Anyway, another point up here, another graph is this guy. So in that case, my slope is not, my point is 9. I'm really messing up with that slope thing. But my slope is negative 1. So I go down 1 and over 1. Down 1, over 1. And if you notice, they actually do hit. They intersect at this point right here, kind of. Not kind of, they actually do. So it's 2 comma 7. And notice if I put x as 2, my y would be 7 in both of these cases. So with that being said, go ahead and graph those and find that point of intersection. All right, I think that was all that the worksheets I have uploaded. Yep, I did. Okay, well, I hope this was helpful. I hope if you have any other questions, you can always shoot me an email at my school account, because if you're watching this on for the review, for the geometry summer packet review. Anyway, all right, I think I'm gonna have to clip out that last part because I was rambling. All right, hope you have a great day. And if you like the video, go and watch some more of them. What? Crazy fun. All right, take care.